to invade Grenada? Maybe, maybe not. Mexico City policy, they say we don't give any aid for anybody that does abortion. There's also the war on drugs, too. So the country, America buys all the drugs, but then you can't get American aid. It's a hypocritical policy. You can't get American aid, USA dollars, unless you yourself declared a war on drugs. So we're going to give money around the world to people, but we're going to make sure they declare a war on drugs, which isn't fucking working. And then they're also going to say, we're not going to give any American dollars if you allow abortion. Now, Donald says he's okay with in vitro fertilization. He's okay with prenatal care. And he's okay with birth control. So that's somewhat good, right? So that's some things. He's also not for a nationwide abortion, but he's going to have a lot of fucking maggots, a bunch of maggots up his ass. And who knows what the AIPAC Congress will make him do. I don't know how strong he can be. I like that he stood up to the FBI and the CIA and the intelligence agencies. That takes some chutzpah. That takes some chutzpah. There was something else. There was like two things I fucking liked that he did in the... I can't think of the other thing. But I like that he stood up to the... stand up to the intelligence agencies. You had J. Edgar Hoover that basically ran fucking 5 presidents. Should we keep him? Well, he does have that Cabana Boy photo that of me in the Bahamas. So Operation Wetback, that was Eisenhower. So I see that a massive Operation Wetback is going to happen. And whereas that means the racism for brown people is going to go through the roof. It's going to go through the roof. Even Tim Black has gotten on with this. You know, is it a common sense thing? It's not a fucking common sense thing. They're talking about deputizing the National Guard. We're going to be sending military. We're going to have people going door to door and having mass deportation, putting everybody on trains. So that's reminiscent of Nazi Germany. Fascism is going to increase. Fascist is a person that says, obey me or else violence will happen to you. So that's child abusers. That's, that's a lot of fucking violent fucking thugs out here. That'd be the gangsters as well. So any of the gangsters in the government, any of the gangsters on the street, they're going to increase their fascism. So that's going to be more violence, more rape, more assault, more stealing, and definitely more killing. I think more killing is going to happen. You're going to see more guns and people being stupid with their guns, people being dumb with their Second Amendment, people aren't being responsible with their Second Amendment. And they don't seem to know about any of their other goddamn freedoms. He used Palestine as a pejorative, so that's racist. It's a racist war. And I think he's going to carry on with the racist war. He's been doing the racist dog whistle, the Southern strategy for quite some time. So we can definitely expect mass deportation. And that's fucking terrible. That's fucking awful. There's, I'm born here, so in a way, it won't affect me directly. And I don't know how to affect me indirectly. My concern with mass deportations is the machinery that's put in place. Once you get, let's say you get every illegal out of this country. Well, what does that fucking Nazi machine do now? What does that Nazi deportation machine do now? Now you go after the communists. Now you go after the Palestinian protester. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. There's talk about the Alien and Sedition Acts, no asylum. The Abrahamic Accords. He moved Jerusalem. He set up the fucking genocide. Peanut the Squirrel. Should we remind the maggots about Peanut the Squirrel? When times get tough, hey, you remember Peanut? You do need justice for Peanut. They went after a goddamn squirrel in New York. You think Luigi Mangione, unless he gets jury nullification, you think Luigi Mangione's got a fucking chance? You just had that attack in New Orleans. A guy in an SUV. It's not the first time you had a guy in an SUV driving all over the fucking place like a goddamn psychopath. You had like 2 of them. One drove into a JCPenney's. Another one drove into a JCPenney's. You had that shit in Germany. People just seem like they come across a crowd of people and they just want to plow through them all. Can we not gather on the streets? Can we not peacefully assemble anymore? And what are we going to do? Ban SUVs? And why are people doing this shit? If times get tough and the empire is in decline and we're going to sit there and scapegoat people, the empire is going down. And it should go down because you can't overextend yourself forever and ever. Sun Tzu says a prolonged war doesn't help that nation. So we should try to turn our military bases into embassies and try to win people over, treat other nations as equals. And we should be a revolutionary empire. France helped America overthrow our colonizers. And that should help our relationship with France. But it didn't. 20 years later, we allied with the fucking English over the fucking French. And then the French Revolution was going to fail. We should have been for the French Revolution because that was our revolution too. France had to go up against every king and queen out there. And then the leftist revolutionaries couldn't get their shit together. Then there was the Reign of Terror. And then you had fucking Napoleon that had to stand up and give necessary stability. Trump's going to put more hotels in Russia and Saudi Arabia. He's going to sell more guns to Saudi Arabia. He's going to radicalize Saudi Arabia anymore. Maybe he might even cause another 9/11. You know, shit. Make sure you suck Saudi Arabia's dick. That's real important because who cares about Al-Qaeda? We're all about Syria now. Al-Qaeda's taking over Syria. So we should declare the war on terror over, right? The war on terror is over. So don't expect any union protections. Expect a lot more union busting. You're having a lot of working class, a lot of chickens cheering on Colonel Sanders, a lot of blades of grass supporting lawnmowers. I see more oppression. I see more gun violence. But as long as Trump can make some money in his hotels with the Saudi Arabians, isn't that the important part? When it comes to lies, he's a constant liar. Orwellian, post-truth. 1984, Animal Farm forever. 1984 forever. He promised to release the JFK and the Epstein and the UFO files. He's going to protect the government and the wealthy. He didn't release the JFK files from before. And he definitely isn't going to release the Epstein files because he's all over them. And then when it comes to the UFO files, he isn't going to release... Maybe he might release the UFO files because what the fuck could be... That's tied into something? How's that tied into anything? How's that tied into anything? Whose interest would not want us to know the truth? That, in fact, that'd be if there's a scandal in the administration, immediately release the UFO files. That'd be a perfect way to cover up your scandal. If there's something embarrassment in the administration, release the JFK files. I don't think he understands the truth. He doesn't believe in objective truth, so I think he can be easily misled. There's your truth, my truth. Why do COVID testing if we just pretend it's not there? Okay. All right, everybody in America, just close your eyes, and there, poverty is gone. You don't see the poor, so they're not there. It's like playing peekaboo. Just, where'd you go? Put your hands over your eyes. Oh, look, mama just disappeared. He doesn't believe in the rule of law. We're being ruled by men, not law. He believes in attack. He believes in claiming victory. Telling the other side that admit nothing and claiming victory. Always. Whether he lost or not. When they said that he changed his mind on HB1, H1B visas, he had said, I didn't change my mind, you fucking lying piece of shit. Fucking lies. Just lies constantly. In the 4 years he was in office, 2016 to 2020, he lied 30,000 fucking times. He lied 50 times a day. He lies so much, I don't think he even knows what the fucking truth is. He's going to need the truth himself. And he's not going to, appreciate the honest truth tellers that tell him, if he's going down the wrong road or some shit. And then he's an old man. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. So whatever he understands, the way he understands it. They said he was a petulant child and you had the room of adults. Resistance to tyranny is obedience to God. So you're going to see more tyrants, more corporate tyrants, more government tyrants, more house tyrants, just more tyranny all over the fucking place. He thinks Article 2 makes him a dictator. He's talking about ripping up the Constitution several times. Article 2 doesn't make him a dictator. There's enumerated powers. It says you got these powers and these powers only. He's got a lot of military powers. He's the commander-in-chief. But then the Department of Defense, the Secretary of Defense, he's got a lot of power too, because the president isn't just a